He bid his master farewell and went on his way. When he went to buy the ointment, he was outraged by the price, which was 100 credits. But seeing that he didn't have any choice, he decided to buy the ointment. He knew if this kept up, he would need to find a way to make more credits. He went back home and read the instructions on using the ointment. The ointment needed to be used with hot water for best results. He had a feeling that the ointment wouldn't heal him, but he still decided to give it a try. The ointment felt cool and refreshing, but after some time, it started burning. The next day, he was walking down the hall. He didn't expect the cold ointment to boil and sweep through the meridians of his body when it met hot water. After that, he went to the room of the weakest student among the top 100 students. Because he wasn't answering, he thought he was not there, but after some time he came out. He was surprised to see that it was Wang Teng. At first, they had some communication problems, but Wang Teng told him that he was there to challenge him. He laughed at him and accepted his challenge. They both agreed to duel at 7 o'clock at the martial arts arena, and he left. On his way to the duel, he was telling his teacher that he was going to fight the weakest of the top 100 students. He was heard by 2 students who decided to spread the news. He was then stopped by a third year named Zhuge Xiaoliang. Wang Teng asked if he needed something. Zhuge then brought up that Yue Tun wanted to have a martial arts competition with someone, though the opponent was still unknown. Zhuge suggested making a small bet for fun, mentioning that he heard the challenger was very strong and the odds were 3-1. He asked if Wang Teng wanted to play. A boy behind him chimed in, reminding Zhuge how many times he had been caught trying to open bets. Zhuge, unfazed, just asked if they wanted to play or not. The boy decided to go for it, betting 100 credits on Yue Kun to win. Another boy also placed a 100 credit bet on Yue Kun. Wang Teng decided to bet 100 credits on himself. A boy asked him why he was playing even though he knew he was deceiving him. He told him that 100 credits were not a big deal. He then excused himself, telling everyone that he was going to the duel. Everyone was shocked to hear that he was the challenger. Both of them had arrived at the martial arts arena. Almost everyone in the audience thought that Wang Teng would lose. Zhuge, who was in the audience, decided to gather more people to place bets. Kun told Wang Teng that everyone expected him to lose the match, adding that it was such a pity. Wang Teng just shrugged it off, saying he didn't care because he was only there to complete his master's task and didn't need anyone's approval. Kun was getting irritated by his words. Wang Teng quickly apologized. Kun then declared they should fight with all their might, adding that even if he was just there to complete a task, he'd still have to prove he could handle one of the top 100. The fight then began. They both exchanged fists, and both of them were impressed by each other's strength. Kun jumped and was about to smash Wang Teng, but he evaded his attack and started attacking himself. At first, they both were pretty much evenly matched, but as the match continued, Wang Teng was starting to gain the upper hand on him. Kun realized that Wang Teng was treating him like a training partner and got mad. He attacked him with his wild, loin-raging gang fist attack. He didn't even try to dodge. He unsheathed his sword and slashed him, instantly defeating him. Kun was embarrassed that he had lost, so he left. Wang Teng decided to report that day's match to his master. On his way, he was stopped by Zhuge, who was there to give him his credits because thanks to him, he had made a small profit from the bets. Wang Teng mentioned he was planning to challenge more students in the top 100 and asked if Zhuge was interested in teaming up. Zhuge responded enthusiastically, saying he could see that he was capable of achieving great things and had no issue collaborating, but was curious about how they would split the credits. He confidently proposed a 50-50 split, assuring Zhuge of his ability to win against every opponent and leaving it up to Zhuge to trust him. After a brief pause to think it over, Zhuge excitedly agreed. After that, he went to his master's house. She asked how he felt. He mentioned that he didn't feel much, but it did have some effect. She asked if he was feeling proud, and then suggested they head to the training room, eager to see how much he'd improved. The two then clashed, and this time he performed a little better in the fight. After the fight, his master complimented him, and reminded him that he needed to fight the 99 Theo-ranked student the next day. He told her that he wouldn't dare forget her instructions. He then went to the 99 Thay-ranked student named Fang Ming and challenged him. He was a little skeptical at first, but when he told him that it was a task assigned to him by his master, he agreed because he wanted to witness his strength. On his way, he was stopped by some strangers who told him that they would come to watch him fight that night. He wondered how those people had found out about him. He contacted Zhuge, and sure enough, it was him who had spread the news. He asked how many people had placed bets. Zhuge replied that around 80 regulars had placed bets, so there was no need to worry. He then wondered what would happen if he got caught. Zhuge responded, saying he might lose credits and face punishment. Concerned, he told Zhuge to slow down with the match promotion to avoid drawing too much attention. Zhuge reassured him, boasting about his experience and urging him to focus on the match that night. promising that as long as he won, they both would profit. The match then started, and he easily won the match. He continued to challenge more people. After a few days, he had beaten the 87th ranked student. He was getting stronger and stronger every day. Then holidays came, and he went to visit his parents. Everyone was happy to see him. His father asked if the creature with him was a crow. He told him that it was a star beast. His father was shocked. He told his son that he must raise and nurture it well. His mom chimed in, mentioning how some of Du Dao's relatives had visited a few days ago and wanted to take her with them, but she didn't want to leave. She didn't like those people very much, thinking they were too conniving. He then declared that Du Dao should be his little sister, and if those people dared to cause trouble, he'd handle it. His dad proudly remarked that his son had become a martial artist and spoke with strength. Then, he asked if the Wang family could expand their business into the world of martial arts. The son responded that there were definitely opportunities out there with medicinal pills, weapons, and even talismans and artifacts being profitable businesses. However, he emphasized that this matter needed careful consideration, and they should wait until he had enough strength to protect the family. Otherwise, they might end up as someone else's pawn. His father praised him for always thinking things through and assured him that they trusted him with the future of the Wang family. The son humbly replied that his dad was the pillar of the family, and he still had much to learn from him. The next day, Wang Tang went to meet the team captain as they had planned to go to the other world together. When he arrived, he overheard a boy arguing with the captain. The boy was saying that Captain Lin shouldn't pretend to have forgotten their agreement. His master knew the team had just lost a member and wanted to join. He asked why he wouldn't agree. Captain Lin replied that they had new team members now. The boy shot back, saying he knew it was that martial arts exam top scorer, but he was only a 1-star warrior while his master was a 3-star warrior. It was obvious his master was more suitable for the team. The boy accused Captain Lin of banking on Wang Tang's potential, pointing out that martial arts exam champions popped up every year but none stood out. Those who adapt never fall behind. Captain Lin stood firm, stating there was no need for them to say anything else and that they wouldn't carelessly abandon any team members. The boy's master then chimed in, expressing his frustration and saying that rejecting him so publicly made him lose faith and that he had a lot of nerve. The boy added that his master was a high-ranking consul of the Polaris Martial Arts Academy, and it didn't seem wise to reject his young master for Wang Tang, who had no background. Captain Lin responded by asking if he was trying to threaten him. He revealed that Wang Tang had been placed on their team by Master Fu, and if they had any objections, they should talk to him. This statement scared the boy. His master huffed and said that if that was the case, they should forget it then. The two then decided to leave. Wang Tang then went towards Zhan. He asked him about what was happening just then. Zhan told him about the entire situation, and they decided to leave. The team was surprised that he had a star beast with him. Zhan looked wide-eyed at the creature and asked Wang Tang where on earth he had found it. Yan, equally astonished, mentioned that the star beast actually recognized Wang Tang as its owner. Wang Tang then asked if it was really that rare for a star beast to bond with its owner. Zhan told him that it was quite rare, noting that they rarely encountered baby star beasts. If they did encounter some, most of them were still mentally underdeveloped. But his bird looked smart right off the bat. Zhan suggested getting a spiritual pet contract from Fu Baoge to bind it with the star beast for extra security. He agreed. They then went to Fu Baoge to get the contract. Wang Tang told a lady there about what he wanted. The lady told him to follow her. She was going to notify the supervisor because he was the only one who had the authority to access the contract. The supervisor introduced himself as Li. He showed him the contract he wanted. He asked for the price. He told him that the price was 130 million. He was shocked by the price. He thought it was too expensive. Li told him that the price was not expensive, as the spirit pet contract was made by the famous symbol Master Ling Shu. Yan and Zhan confirmed that it was indeed made by Grandmaster Ling Shu and that the price was fair, so Wang Tang decided to buy it. After getting the contract, they went on their mission. Their mission was to help the dwarves in the Red Maple Hills clear out the swarm of swift wind mantises. Yan told Wang Tang that because they hadn't arrived at the Red Maple Hills, he should bind a spirit pet contract with the Star Beast. He agreed and did so. After doing so, he felt a subtle spiritual connection between him and the Star Beast. Suddenly, he could perceive his Star Beast's vision. He was amazed. He asked Zhan about the effects of the spirit pet contract. Zhan told him that it allowed the user to sense the emotions of the spirit pet, and asked him if there were any other effects. He lied to him and told him that there were no other effects. He thought that the effect he gained was probably the spirit vision eye that allowed him and his Star Beast to empathize. Suddenly, the team was attacked. They were being followed by some people who wanted to take them down. Jean wasn't able to shake them off. Yan decided to jump in and attack the enemies, but she wasn't able to do much damage. The enemies were ganging up on them. Wang Tang decided to join in. He was able to shoot one of the drivers. Yan complimented his shooting skills. Wang Tang and Yan decided to have a competition to see who could get the most kills. The firepower was becoming too fierce for the enemies. One guy was about to shoot a rocket launcher at them, but John managed to save them. All of them then got out of their cars. John was really angry. He attacked 3 men. While he was fighting, a guy came up to Wang Tang looking for a fight. He thought he could easily defeat him because he considered him a 1-star warrior, but before he could do anything, Wang Tang killed him in a matter of seconds. The other men who were with that guy got scared because the man Wang Tang had just killed was a 2-star warrior. They decided to run, but Wang Tang killed them all, excluding one. He begged for his life. Wang Tang told him that if he answered his questions, he might spare him. He agreed. Wang Tang asked who had sent him. The man replied that it was Master Yao from Yang City, who made deals with many martial artists. He had asked them to attack several teams of martial artists with less than 4-star ratings who had returned from the Misty Forest 3 months ago. John then asked if Wang Tang had finished over there as well. He responded, asking if the captain had resolved the situation on his end. John confirmed, and he explained that the man had said they were sent by the head of the Yao family in Yangcheng to intercept them. Yan mentioned that the son of the Yao family's head was killed in the Misty Forest last month, and the culprit couldn't be found. Wang Tang chimed in, noting that the head of the Yao family decided to take action and not let it go unpunished, leading him to ambush and kill all the warriors who came back from the Misty Forest at that time. Jin Yue commented that the person responsible for the wrongful act must be held accountable, and that the Yao family head had cruelly and indiscriminately killed innocent people without reason. Jin Ming added that although the world of martial artists is about survival of the fittest, this kind of behavior was truly despicable. Wang Tang asked the man to tell them the strength of the Yao family. He mentioned that the strongest member of the Yao family was the family head, who was at the 6-star warrior level. The rest of the family included 4 5-star warriors and 8 or 9 4-star warriors. Yan pointed out that the Yao family held a lot of power and admitted it might be tough to fight them, but suggested they should just keep surviving. Since there was no more information the man could provide them, Wang Tang killed him. After all that, they went to the Red Leaf Hills to complete their mission. There, a dwarf named Nia greeted them and told them that their dwarf warriors were on their way to clear out the Wind Valley and that they would be joining forces with them. All of them then met the dwarf warriors. One of the dwarf warriors named Vak was unsure if the team could complete the mission and pointed out that Wang Tang didn't look strong. Nia shouted at Vak for being rude and apologized for Vak's rude behavior. Nia told them that the Gale Wolf had taken over their wheat field and that their leader was a 3-star beast, very fast with sharp front claws and its body green. So it would be difficult to spot it in the fields. She told everyone to be careful. The team then started searching. Wang Tang came across a Gale Mantis and easily killed it. John also found one and killed it. He warned everyone that only one of the Gale Mantis's forelegs posed a greater threat to them, so they should cut them off first. Vak was amazed by the team's strength. Nia told everyone not to let their guard down because the Gale Mantis King could appear anytime. Wang Tang wondered why he hadn't already come across the Gale Mantis King, but then the Gale Mantis King appeared behind Nia. It was about to kill her, but thanks to Wang Tang's great reflexes, he managed to save her. He instantly killed the Gale Mantis King. Nia was shocked by Wang Tang's strength. She thanked him for saving her. Wang Tang gained 36 points of Wind Attribute Fundamental Energy and a Gale Stealth skill. Everyone then quickly looted the battlefield and collected all the valuable body parts of the Gale Mantises. After completing their mission, they went to the Polaris Academy branch in the alternate dimension. There, a man approached John. John asked who he was. He told him that he was a platoon leader from the Crimson Tiger Legion and that he was carrying out a special mission. He notified them that their War Tiger squad had been recruited by him. Jean asked what the army wanted to recruit them for, but he refused to tell, saying that it was classified information. Wang Tang knew that the army wouldn't recruit independent martial artists unless there was an emergency. He asked the officer to tell them what the reason was because they would be putting their lives in danger. He insulted Wang Tang, calling him a rookie, but when Wang Tang showed his badge, he was surprised to find they were of the same rank. Calming down a bit, he apologized. They moved to a quieter spot to talk. He then explained the reason for their recruitment. The army was enlisting independent martial artists because they had discovered a group of miasmic ghouls. Among these ghouls, there was a high chance of encountering high-grade fiends. These fiends had intelligence and were no different from ordinary humans, even managing to tempt some humans into becoming their spies. John was shocked to hear that. Wang Tang wondered if his strength would be enough for the foe they were about to face.